What is going on, YouTube people? New Hearts and Comics here. As always, you can tell as the National goes on, the voice gets worse and worse. It is first thing in the morning. It's pretty early. I'm recording this one before we pack up and hit the road to head home. I will not be attending the show on Sunday. I've never gone in on Sunday before. I wouldn't mind to at some point in time. Next year will actually probably be a very good opportunity for it because I am local to the show next year with it being in Cleveland. And actually, now that I think about it, part of the reason why I want to go to the show in on Sunday is, and this may change my buying habits next year actually, a lot of dealers start to discount wax. It started late yesterday afternoon. The red marker comes out and lines start going through tickets because they don't want to haul that stuff home. So next year, with it being in my backyard, it would be very easy for me because I'll be driving in and out every day. I'm local, just to sneak up there for a little bit and see if I could find some deals as people are packing up on wax specifically. There was some pretty good deals yesterday, but it was just a matter of, do I want to carry this around or take this back to the room? There was cases of the last two Pokemon sets for like just over $500, $530 for a case of Paldea Evolved or Scarlet and Violet, which is a very, very good price for that. I know those prices are down on those boxes, but that seemed like a steal of a deal. It was just a matter of I was in the middle of the day and wasn't planning on heading back to the room and did not want to lug around cases of Pokemon. But I go with a plan for that next year. So that might be something that I tuck away for next year's National with it being in the old backyard. Let's talk about Saturday. The I thought that it was not as busy, and let me preface this. The show was busy, like super busy. I didn't think it was as busy as Thursday and Friday. I thought Friday was the busiest day. That being said, I thought Thursday and Friday were busier than any national that I have ever been to. Now, I only go back to the last one in Chicago of 2021. I'm a COVID baby from the hobby, but this national was way busier than that one, and that one was very busy. This national was way busier than Atlantic City, but I did think yesterday was a little bit more manageable. It also helped. It was about 15 degrees cooler outside, and it did feel like, because one of the things that I enjoy doing, and Steve talked about this in his video yesterday, where he stayed late, like after the show, because he had a corporate badge. I have access to the show floor early, and I usually go like first thing, 8:30 in the morning. I'm usually kind of walking with everybody else. I really enjoy that hour before the show opens, where you kind of like watch it come alive, if that makes sense. It's almost peaceful. It's very quiet in there as everyone's kind of filtering in and setting their booths up and whatnot. And there's a little golden window from like 9 to 9:30, because 9:30 VIPs get on the show floor. By 9, most dealers are at least partially set up or mostly set up. And you could cover a lot of ground between 9 and 9:30 when there's basically nobody else in the room. So it gave me the advantage to see a lot of tables quickly and knock out large square footages of the show floor. I might not be like, deep diving cases or whatever, but it just gave me the ability to see a lot of stuff before the show got absolutely packed. But like I was saying, it did feel like they had the air conditioning juiced yesterday. It was freezing when I walked in there early Saturday morning, and it actually stayed very reasonable throughout the day. It was not bad in there at all yesterday. I know everyone was complaining Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but I did not think yesterday was bad at all. And like I said, it could have been partially because of the outside weather. Now, Wednesday, I will say, is always bad. It's always going to be hot as hell in there on a Wednesday. This is any national ever because they have all the dock doors open for people setting up booths. So it's impossible to keep that place cold when you have, dock doors everywhere wide open, letting in, especially Wednesday was super humid, letting that all in. But like I said, show was definitely busy, but I didn't think it was as busy as what Thursday and Friday, which is kind of an interesting thought. Like, why would that be? Is it, people would rather take time off work than give up their weekend? Is it, hey, I have a day and a half or 2 days to attend the national in whatever my life schedule is? Let me go when the official trade night is. Like, let me make sure that I'm there. I want to be there on Thursday when Card Collector 2 and Kentucky Roadshow's trade night is. Or is it's just cheaper accommodations on a Thursday night versus a Friday and Saturday night? I honestly don't know. I'd be curious for your thoughts. If any of you all attended and you only decided to go like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or whatever, you were out by the weekend. What was your thought process behind that? I would just be curious because it definitely seems like Thursday and Friday are actually the busier days now versus Saturday, and then usually Sunday is a pretty clear out day. Um, had a great dinner last night with Flipping Steve and Michael Ham and my wife at an Italian restaurant. Steve did a little vlog footage from the go on that, so go check out his stuff on that. It was good times. Once again, the hanging out with people is more important than anything. The other big thing that circulated around yesterday, and this actually happened, I would have talked about it yesterday, but it happened right after I recorded yesterday's video, was the vote came out for the much ballyhooed 2026 National. So, what do we know? 2024 is Cleveland. 2025 is Chicago. 2026, Chicago, Atlanta, or Atlantic City. 2027, Chicago, locked in. So 2026 is the question mark year. The interesting thing there is the cities made their pitches. Atlanta and Atlantic City made their pitches for the 2026 National. The Atlantic City proposal, they offered the dealers $1,000 a pop to cover their table costs. Most Atlantic City thing, mafia induced thing ever. It sounds like a meme. Basically, going to buy them off to get them to come there. So we will see what wins. But for those, a lot of people are like, "Oh, when's it coming West Coast? How come it never goes past Chicago?" We now know where the National is going to be through 2027. It's basically going to be Cleveland, Chicago, somewhere else, Chicago. It's just not going west of Chicago. The reason for that is it's pretty simple. The dealers vote on the location. The dealers are all East Coast, Northeast, and Midwest. None of them want to drive to LA. It's as simple as that. They vote, and they basically control the location of the show. Those guys and girls don't want to load up U-Hauls and drive across the country to set up at the National. West Coast, sorry about your luck. You're probably, at least not in the next decade or close to it, going to see the National on the West Coast. It would be 2028 before it even had a shot to go to the West Coast. And that's really what it is all about. The dealers control the location to a degree. They get options, but the dealers are never going to vote for it not to be close driving. That's why, as crazy as it sounds, I think Atlantic City has a real shot to win this because it is a close drive for a lot of the dealers. I know a lot of the dealers were not thrilled with AC and had tons of problems there, but it is a short drive. And now you're talking about covering $1,000, giving them $1,000 cash. And the rumor is they are starting to crack down on this, but a lot of dealers sell their tables. They don't even actually attend. They sell the tables, or they attend, but they're only using a very small portion of the space. So imagine you own one of the rights to the tables, and you could sell the table for thousands of dollars, and AC is giving you $1,000. So you're up multiple thousands of dollars, and you haven't even done anything yet. Now, the word is they are cracking down on table selling pretty hard going forward. We'll see if that stays true or if it's just a bunch of smoke. But I think they should. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we got some new blood up in there. Pricing, once again, just as I kind of roam through different sections of the national on dealer tables, kind of transitioning over, is same thing. It's certain people that you walk up to. A funny one yesterday was a Lucas Silver Prism BGS 95 Min Gem. Was priced $300, $400 higher than what a PSA 10 sells for. I got a kick out of that one. You're going to see stuff like that. But I bought a decent amount of stuff for reasonable enough prices. Did I get steals? No, I got one steal today or yesterday, but nothing absolutely crazy. I made a couple deals today. I picked up something really cool. Once again, I'll show it when I get back. This one's all packed up. They packed it up in a box, but it was a very cool, very hard to find Marvel sealed box that I bought two of. That was one of my bigger pickups yesterday. And then I kind of fell into something on a deal. Maybe I'll tell the full story when I go through the pickups video, but I ended up with a Ghost Spider Platinum Portrait through a lot of weird random circumstance. But I'll dig into that when we actually go into a pickups video for sure. But that was a fun little, very quick flip of something that I turned into that Ghost Spider. And shout out to everyone involved in that deal. You know who you are. Once again, met a lot of cool people. And once again, I want to echo Flipping Steve on this. He made this comment in his video. The amount of interactions that I've had with viewers at the channel at this national was way more than any other national, and they've all been absolutely fantastic. I had a great conversation with Northern Lights out from San Francisco and his wife at Filmington's party. Great interaction with a ton of other people. There's just too many people to name, quite honestly, and I don't want to forget anybody. Jeff gave me a tip on some Star Wars cards on the show floor that I went and closed the deal on. That was absolutely awesome. Just so many great people that just walked up, and a lot of just like, hey, love the content, fist bump, keep it moving. Didn't even get their name, didn't even say their name or who they were or anything. And I think a lot of that is the silent majority. So once again, shout out to the silent majority that maybe never comments, never hits a like, never comments in a live stream or whatever, but watches a ton of the content and supports the channel in that way. And I truly do appreciate that. And everyone else of the vocal minority as well. But the interactions with the viewers and the watchers of the channel really, I don't even really know how to describe it. It just really puts a lot of stuff into perspective. You don't realize, you see view counts and numbers, and it's just a number on a screen, and then you walk through something like the National or spend a week here and actually interact with everyone and see the faces and whatnot. It just, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. I truly don't. But shout out to everyone that stopped by and said hello, or had a little conversation, or we talked about pickups, or gave me some cool gifts. I'll cover that stuff in the pickups video. I got some pretty cool stuff handed off to me for Indians PC stuff, so that was fantastic as well. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. We're going to get this one up. Plenty of national content still to come. Upcoming videos for this week, we will be doing a pickups video at some point in time. That'll actually probably be tomorrow's video. I'll go through all my pickups from the national. Probably do some sort of final thoughts wrap up from the show. I've ripped some of my boxes of Topps Chrome. I've ripped 6 of the 8. As I would come back to the hotel room, I wanted to relax a little bit. I would rip some of those boxes. We are 6 of 8 down. I'm going to rip at least 1 or 2 for a video, so you guys can all get your hands on the product, and I'll kind of talk about that. And then we will recap everything that I hit from that Tops box. That may not be this week, and maybe later. We'll see what ends up popping up. Uh, some interesting stuff from Topps Chrome so far. Just generally speaking, quality control seems to be way better. Centering's a little sketch on some stuff, but surface seems to be legit pretty good. I didn't notice any issues with that, but centering is definitely a little wild on some stuff. And the amount of Otanis, I almost combined Otani and Acuna's name into one. You can tell it's day 5. The amount of Otanis and Acuna's I have hit so far is minuscule at best. It is not the best hit ratio on MVP buybacks or the potential MVP buybacks, but it is a fun product to rip. I can see why it's been so popular. So we'll start deep diving into the Topps Chrome project or whatever I'm going to end up calling this thing. I got some Marvel wax to rip when we get home, so we'll probably see that. I'd like to do a live stream at some point in time, maybe Monday night or sometime this week, to just kind of chit chat with you all and answer any questions that you guys and girls might have. So that's all I got for you. Got to get packed up here, get this uploaded, and get on the road. 6+ hour drive, plus we skip an hour ahead because of the time change, which sneaks up on you. And we got to make a little detour for some stuff. So catch your boys and girls on the next one. Peace.